everybody.
Hi.
My name is Susan, like she said, and I work for the Solid Waste District. Most of you probably don't know what the Solid Waste District does or is, but some of you do. I've seen some of you before. And what we do at the Solid Waste District is we're a government office that was created in the early 1990s through a state law that every county has to be a part of a solid waste district. At the time, it was because we were kind of on the breach of a landfill crisis, so to speak. What they thought at the time was that we were filling up our landfills way too quickly. And we still are, unfortunately. But we live in a state that has lots of wide open farmland. So in Indiana, we don't think about it as much because we're not competing with states for our landfills until the landfill tries to come into our county, and then we get all worked up about it. So that's kind of where we're coming from. Our district covers 3 counties, Madison, Grant, and Delaware counties. And we, at this point, with a small exception, have no landfills in our district, which is very good. There are about 38 operating landfills in the state of Indiana, aside from the Mallard Lake landfill, which is still kind of barely hanging on, and that's really the only one in our district, and that's very good. So what we do at the Solid Waste District is we promote reducing, reusing, recycling, composting, anything to keep things out of the landfill and just help promote the environment. My job there is to go to schools and speak to anybody who will listen about protecting the earth and all of those things involved. So it's kind of what I do for a living. Now, most of the time I speak to schools, usually 2nd through 5th grade, so sometimes I'll kind of talk to you like a child, so please forgive me for that. I also have a small son who's 4, so I kind of get in that mode all the time, so forgive me for that. So today I'm here to talk to you about easy ways to go green. And I tried to put it into a list of 10 because I'm actually a substitute today for another lady that was going to come and talk to you about ways to live green today. And she was going to do 10 ways to go green, and my list came out to about 35. So sorry about that. And I tend to talk really quickly, and I want to make sure I get you out of here on time today. So if there's anything that I just kind of breeze over, feel free to ask me about it at the end. So let's get started. I've kind of broken it into categories, and we will start with driving smart. When it comes to driving in your car, obviously if you're going to go green, anytime you can walk or ride your bike or take public transportation, then that's a great thing. We live in rural Indiana. That's not always an option. So when it comes to you and your personal vehicle, and before I do any of this, I'm not expecting anybody to be perfect. What I want is that people adopt small little things that are easy to take into their lives, and if we all make small little changes, then added up, it makes a big difference. And I am not perfect on all of these things myself, so that's what I'm looking for here. I'm not expecting perfection. The first thing, and this is where I fail, the very first thing that I'm bad at, is keeping your car empty as possible. Not carrying around extra stuff with you everywhere you go. I, through my job, drive a Chevy Uplander, and it's really big and holds lots of stuff, and I tend to carry around a lot of stuff all the time, a lot of empty boxes and things. So anytime you relieve weight from your car, it helps you get better gas mileage, saves you money, helps the environment. Next is to maintain your car. Air filters, changing the oil on a regular basis, keeping the pressure in your tires consistent. All of those things, again, help you save money and help the environment. Drive the speed limit and use your cruise control whenever you possibly can. And my favorite on the list is don't idle your car. The rule on idling your car is that if your car is going to sit for more than 10 seconds, then it's better for the environment and better for your car and saves gas economy to turn it off. So 10 seconds. Can any of you do a lot of the things that you do in 10 seconds? Can you go through the drive-thru at a restaurant in 10 seconds? I take my son to a Christian school daycare, and everybody there leaves their car running. And there's no way that people can go in and drop off their children and come out in 10 seconds time. And that's one of my personal views. So anyway, now let's move on to greening your home. And some of these kind of overlap on each other, so forgive me for that. So at home, the first thing you can do is try to stop your junk mail. Easier said than done. One big thing you could do is go online. I'm sure all of you or most of you have internet access. If not, you know somebody who does have internet access. And just type in stop junk mail, and it'll bring up all kinds of different things that you can do. The biggie is called the Mail Preference Service. And they have a website and everything, and you just type in your information, and that removes you from all of the lists except for the people that you want to receive. So, for example, I heard somebody over talking about Land's End when I was here earlier. I have radar, by the way, when it comes to shopping. And I love Land's End, so I went on the mail preference service. Land's End still comes to me, but everything else that I don't care about no longer comes to me. When you type in junk mail, another option that's going to come up is the opt-out through the credit services. And when you go through that service, you'll have to give them your information, like your social security number, and it's a legitimate site. And I know that's nerve-wracking for people to do that, but what it does, it puts a little tag on your credit reports so that the credit card companies will not pull your report and send you credit card offers. It lasts for 5 years. That's a huge one. It pretty much eliminated the mail at our house, except for bills. So, next is when it comes to doing your laundry, and this is, again, easier said than done. Anytime you can wash clothes in cold, it makes a big difference on your energy savings and therefore the environment. And once you wash those clothes, if you can line dry them whenever possible. Now, I know a lot of the ladies, especially that wear professional clothes, you probably already do line dry a lot of your clothes. It helps save from ironing and things like that. But you can line dry a lot of your clothes without even thinking about it. Green clean falls under this category. So the good old recipes that your mom and your grandma used when you were kids, those really did do a good job of cleaning, and they do help the environment in a big way and save money. A lot of these save money. Next is install low-flow water fixtures. And I remember back in the day that when my father first brought one of these home, we whined about it because we thought it reduced the pressure on our shower and it would take forever to wash our hair. Well, now we found that it actually